My name is Orlando Portela. I'm an immigration attorney working for the Immigration Legal Department here in Jewish Family and Community Services. In a previous video, I shared with you my experience working with unaccompanied children, especially the part related to what is an unaccompanied child, how do they get into the United States, the dangerous trip that they have to make. Today, I would like to talk with you regarding to what happened to those kids once they arrive to the United States. And basically, they are detained by the Border Patrol, and the Border Patrol have to process them. So they take the names, they take fingerprints. It all depends on the age. Sometimes there are a month, not even 1 year old. They are just months of age. And for those kids that are really young, they don't have like taking fingerprints, but they took pictures, they got the fingerprints, and they got information regarding parents that are living in the United States or family members that are living in the United States, which are the ones that the kids are looking for to live with. While they do that, the kids are kept in a detention facility that are usually overcrowded, and by that I mean kids have to sleep in the floor. There is a lot of problems in order to get to the bathroom, because they are really overcrowded. But not just that, they are for the first time subject to the separation of that only person, that family member that accompanied them to the border. That's the place where they separate them. I know that officially the policy of separating families ended by an executive order on June 2018. But we know, and we have reports of different news where they said that they still are doing separation sometimes. So that's something that still happens. Originally, that policy was imposed on April 2018, though we have reports that from October 2017, they started separating family members from the kids. And I mean that the New York Times make a report where they said that they separated about 700 of those kids previously the date the government says that they started to use the policy. But on those months, April to June, more, and this is government's numbers, around 2,300 kids were separated from their families. There are other agencies like Amnesty International, and their numbers are that they are over 6,000 family units that have been separated in that basically the same period. And as I said, sometimes they still do separations. Basically, that's of course a traumatic experience for those kids. Once they are there alone and they are interviewed, the next step is, as they are underage, they will send those kids under the custody of the ORR, which is the Office of Refugee Resettlement. There, they are assigned to a shelter. There are many shelters throughout the United States, and those kids are assigned there, and they will wait there for two things: for the reunification with the family members to place, or for their cases in immigration court to start. Because the policy is that all of those kids, the information that they are giving in the border is for the United States government to start a process of deportation of those kids. So they started a process of removal is what it's called. And sometimes the removal process is started while the kid is still in the shelter before being reunited with their family members. While those kids are in the shelter, and that's the first time in which our agency makes contact with those kids, we are in the, let's say, in the business of providing legal assistance to those kids while they are in the shelters. And there are plenty of difficulties doing this service. Why? Because of the conditions. I mean, we are trying to represent or give legal advice to kids that are underage, some of them under 4 years of age, and most of them around 12, 13. And think about yourself. Do you think your 12-year-old kid will understand the legal process that is being brought against them? Well, it's the same thing. We got kids that by their age, they are really not able to understand what is happening, why I'm here. They don't know, those ideas are not clear for them. Even the ideas of a border from a country to another is not clear in their minds sometimes. So one of the problems is that problem of age. Another is the problem of language. Many of those kids, most of them do not speak English, and many of them do not speak Spanish. And I could communicate perfectly in Spanish with them, but they are from any indigenous ethnia, and their background is not in Spanish. They could have like basic Spanish to say hello, my name is, and goodbye, have a good day, things like that. But if you're trying to explain them the legal situation in Spanish, they won't understand. So just for you to have an idea, in Guatemala, there are over 20 different indigenous languages that are spoken. We receive kids, and the only way to communicate with them is through interpreters that are usually reached by phone. So it's also kind of hard to get ideas across through the interpreter to the kid speaking in their language to the interpreter, and back to you while we are having telephonic interviews. Also, there is cultural differences. Many of those kids, especially the ones with the indigenous background, they have no idea that there are things like courts or judges or attorneys. That there are concepts, and that sometimes, and I have interpreters telling me that, hey, we don't have, in that language, there is no word for a judge, or there is no word for a court. There is no word for immigration law. There are concepts that are not even part of their language. So it's even harder to get them understand what is happening to them. And besides that, they have plenty of traumatic experience while reaching to the United States. And that means that they are fearful. They are afraid of you, of what you are, why you are approaching them, what you're gonna do. They have just been probably separating from the other person that they trust, the one that was accompanying them. And so they are in a lot of fear and distrust to you. And it's even harder to make an attorney-client relationship under those circumstances. Well, in the next video, I will be sharing with you the possible legal relief that those kids have under immigration law.